it has been a while. I got a lot of videos saved up. I got a lot of stuff to post, but we're going to hit something. I could have made it a short, but I kind of wanted to talk about it for a minute or two, is gutter guards. I don't have any of those professional fancy ones like they show on commercials. I do have on a lot of the other gutters, the plastic ones that snapped into place with that, like the screen, like the nylon mesh screen material. But obviously over time that mesh, the glue comes off and they basically turn into nothing. What I did is I took this one off, went to Home Depot and said, you know what, I got to get a replacement. Just grab another pack of those, right? They're cheap. They're like $1 a piece. These are $3 a piece. They come in black. They come in just unfinished. They come in white. And you can see here, they are just a really, not a super fine, but they are a pretty nice mesh material. And what's nice is they have these overlapping joints that you can go right over. So each section kind of sits over itself. Super easy to cut with some tin snips. So at the very ends, you can kind of bend and fold it so it gets the overlap right. But I wanted to show you real quick when I'm putting these in, just kind of a couple quick items you might want to think about, because it can get frustrating as shit when you're trying to pop this stuff in. But let me show you something. So they come in 3-foot sections. I would say always buy more than you need. I think I bought 10 just to do this section of gutter today, because I only needed 8, but I wanted extras. Do yourself a favor, check them as you pull them out, because sometimes they could have bends on them. They can have creases or places that they might have been cut and returned that you might not know about. So just take a look at them real quick when you're inspecting them, because it's always nice to have a couple extras to throw on. When you put them on, obviously I have the gloves. The easiest thing is when you start down there, put the first one in, get it underneath here, and just kind of get it set where you think it's gonna be. Don't put it in place. Get your next piece. And all you do is you slide it following this, because here's your template, right? To get up and underneath the ridges, instead of having to sit here and lift up each one of these and get it at the right angle, because you don't, it's just annoying. But if you follow this guide and you kind of use this, it goes up and in, and then you pop it in, then you slide it back to the new section that you need it in. And when that's done, just leave it. Get it to about where you think it's gonna be, move on to the next section. Get it all in first, then go back down and start working your way, fixing everything. Now, when you're fixing everything, what you wanna look for, obviously, is these pieces here, you want them to overlap. And so what I used for this is, I obviously just have a long-handled, thin flathead. It's perfect because it fits right into the little gaps and allows me to get some good push and pull action onto this. Because you're gonna do two things. You're gonna pull this down so it's snug, and then you're gonna pop these all in so it kind of latches, and you'll hear it, it'll kind of snap all the way along the gutter. And it's really nice if it falls in, you can grab it and kind of pop it up and in, and just works out better. You're also, if you need your screwdriver, because this goes up here under the roof, you may need to push this down a bit to get the overlap so it's nice and clean. Because once it's done, it should be easy. If you're struggling a lot, then you're doing something wrong. But you just grab your screwdriver. I'm doing this one-handed on a ladder, that's smart. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it down. So I'm gonna pop this in. Boom, that's it. And now I can take it from up here, and there you go. There's that little pop. You can see down here now. I can come down a little farther. Done. And that's it. Simple, simple. So like I said, it's a super easy task. It saves me a lot of time because, as you can see, I have a lot of leaves that still fall. Even when I took out big, huge trees, I still have a lot of wood lines. So there's a lot of blowing that happens on this roof because it's a fairly good sized roof. So we still get leaves. These are what they look like when they're down low. A lot of times people might think, oh, let me go ahead and put it in this way because it's easier just to grab and snap onto the gutter. And it is. That works. The problem is now you've got this little shelf that's going to sit here to catch all the leaves and the crap, so nothing can actually just flow over the side. That's the whole point. You want the leaves and stuff with the water just to wash over and the water to go down the gutter. So make sure they're in the right way. They go in like this, and then you can use that flathead to kind of pop them in place. Super easy, not a tough project at all. And I'm going to put the last section in. I got to cut it, so I've got myself just some tin snips to make it easy. I actually already did it. I'll show you up here. I got to bend it a little bit more, but you can see right there is where I went and threw in a cut and a bend. So I've got to kind of overlap it on the back there, and I'm going to bend it a little bit more just so it sits flush with the gutter. Again, allows that flexibility. So much better than the plastic ones, I think. Obviously, it's not some huge professional solution, but it more than does the job. And again, forgot to mention, they're only like $3 a piece. So yeah, they're a little more expensive than the plastic ones, but at the end of the day, I mean, what are you, a couple $100-$200 out, if that, to do gutters around your house, depending on how big your house is. But I'm going to plan on replacing everything around my house with these metal ones because I really like them. My only question is, do I stick with the white or do I flip to black? I think I'm going to stick to the white. I like the white. It looks good. Matches the gutters. All right. That was it. Have a good day.